Okay, y'all know I like Knizia games, and this one's got a high rating, so of course I was very attracted to picking it up and been waiting for, you know, a price that I was willing to pay for. I'm sure there are lots of videos of this over on Board Game Geek. Like, I really care anymore about that, but if you don't like my intro, I'm sure there's other ones. But the rules are pretty simple to this. The goal of the game is once the board gets filled up, and the size of the board depends on the number of players, you score based on what your lowest color is going to be. And you're going to collect points for colors by playing tiles and scoring. And the sequence of play in the game is fairly simple. You draw a tile from here, or you draw a set of tiles. You have 6 tiles to choose from. You pick one of your tiles. It's kind of like Scrabble. You're going to have, you know, a set of components, tiles that you can choose from. Your hand is 6. You play one down. At the beginning of the game, you got to play next to one of these, and it has to be a different one from where anybody else has played. And the way you score is from each of the 2 pieces on your tile. You count things directly connected to it in a line, not on that tile, which are of the same type. So this would not score anything, but this would score me 1 point for this space. If I played something like this, I wouldn't be able to score in this direction. It's on the same tile, but I could score 1, 2 points for that. And so let's say the first person played this, well, he'd get a purple point. The second player played that one, he'd get 2 blue points, right? And you keep going until there's no room left to play anything. And at that point the game ends and you take the score. Whoever has the highest lowest cube on their track, which is to say, if you're in a position where, you know, everything's here, you're scored on the one low one that you have. On the other hand, you could be doing much poorer overall, perhaps, but get a better score. There is one proviso to that, which is if you end up reaching the 18 slot with all of your cubes, you end up winning the game immediately. That's pretty unlikely. Okay, there's one added rule talking about the 18 slot. When a cube reaches your 18 slot, you shout out basketball or Ingenious or something like that, and you win. It's like Mahjong, right? And you're allowed to play a second tile immediately. And at the end of your turn, you replenish your hand up to 6 tiles. Like in Scrabble, you're allowed to discard your hand, but there are restrictions to that. You're only allowed to discard if your lowest colored cubes are not included in your tile mix. You show your tile mix, you slide them aside, you draw 6 new tiles, and then you put your discards back in the bag so other people can use them. It's actually pretty simple, obviously. It's also, in the one play that I had 2-player, a lot of fun. And, you know, we'll see it in the 4-player play. There are a couple of different options. It can hold between 2 to 4 players normally, and you use different sized boards. If it's 2 players, you just use the white section. 3 players, you use the next gray line. 4 players, you use the whole brown, board. There's a partnership game where essentially you play with 2 link tracks, and your goal is to, you know, you just have more space to score. It's 2 players scoring on 1 track. And the goal is to do as well as you can. You can't communicate between each other, or you can allow that. Now wait, there's something weird. When a counter reaches the final space of the first scoreboard, you push it into the start space of the next scoreboard, and you do get a bonus play. And I guess if you get to the final, the 36th space, as it were, you get a second bonus play, and that would be your goal, to get everything there if you can do that. And there's also solitaire rules. I'm almost totally uninterested in that, but let's see what happens. No free bonus plays, no rack, no big shock there. You draw a tile from the bag and you have to place it on the board and score it. Then you draw the next tile and keep going. You use only the white board, and the goal is to get as high a score as you can. You know, there's nothing to really compare it against except your previous plays. Anyway, that's the rules. We'll get to playing it. Okay, I tried starting this before and I ended up cheating, but I also noticed another thing. The bag just isn't big enough when I'm playing solo, so I threw it in this not so very opaque Tupperware container, and I'm going to be pulling my counters from there. I think it'll just be easier with solo. I'm not going to be looking, trying to get colors. I was seeing too much with the bag anyway. This actually probably hides more. So, let's start. This guy is going to play this orange piece over near the orange. He's got to decide, well, he's got an orange and a blue. Maybe those will work out for him. I'll play kind of like this for that purpose. It grows less of the board, and he's going to score 2 orange points. I'm not sure that going for points is necessarily the best thing. This opens up good plays if somebody else has, say, a double orange, but they can't play it right away. And yeah, that's loud, I'm sorry. These chips are quieter in the bag, but likewise, this guy's got choices between yellow and red in terms of getting maximum points. I don't see too much reason to defend. I got more reds than yellows. I'm going to play red. I need blue and purple. I'm going to play like this. You know, it's hard to tell what is going to develop out of the board, but it seems like that's an advantage. And I get 2 quick points out of that. And the draw. A loud draw. Over here, I've only got 1 double, and I might as well improve my points as much as I can. Blue goes to yellow and red. I'm going to play out here, grab myself a couple points. I don't really look. Likewise, this guy has greens and purples that he can get extra points out of. He cannot play on red, orange, or blue, and that's the mistake that I made the first time I played it. I got more purples than greens. My purples go to blue and orange. We'll head out this way. Grab myself a couple points. And a chip. Now anybody can play wherever they like. Now in general, you want to play next to things that are there. It's just, there was this first turn restriction where nobody can play anywhere except adjacent to one of the starting spaces. Where can I optimize? I don't have any double color stuff, and I'm probably not going to be able to make points by connecting 2 color groups at this stage in the game. So now the question is, well, what do I have? Well, I've already got orange, so I'm not terribly interested in orange. I am interested in every other color, though, and I might as well take some advantage, if I can, out of getting at least a couple points off something. Which means I have to go for blue, purple, or red. If I send blue with yellow out this way, that gets me 2 points. I don't get this guy, but I might as well grab those. You know, again, the strategy is completely opportunistic at this point, and that's fine. There might be some broader things that you can do looking at your tile mix, trying to figure where you want to go. Well, here I've got points coming in yellow, and that's sweet. And I don't think I have anything that works well for me otherwise. If I had a yellow-blue, I could score maybe bonus points in a couple colors here, which would be nice. But otherwise, why don't we open up yellow, and we'll push it towards orange because we have something that goes in that direction. And it's just really, you know, kind of guessing where things are going to land. If this was a 2-player game, there's a little bit more ability to kind of act strategically in that, or at least think a turn or 2 in advance, I think. It's harder in this, and it's a fairly simple game because of that. I like it because of that as well. Blue and yellow. I could score 2 colors with this. Unfortunately, I'd only get 1 yellow from that, and that's not optimal. So but I would get a decent amount of blue if I played here, right? Let's do this. So I get 1, 2, 3 blue coming in this direction and a yellow. That doesn't really help me develop all my colors, but if I can get blue to the top of the line, I get an extra play, and that's really a bonus. What about this guy? He's only got purples. He's got all kinds of other options. The only mixture is blue and yellow here, or yellow and green. These guys are close enough to interact. I would rather not see that yellow-green interaction work too well. Is this a good move is the question. Because the problem is a green-yellow combination could still do quite well here. Alternatively, I could kind of shy away, but still we see that green-yellow combination heading out this way. And I don't really like that. But we'll go with it anyway and grab ourselves a pair of green. And I don't know quite, how well I'm setting things up. Maybe the next player can screw it up if he does not have that combination. His combination does not look terribly rich for this world. He can't throw away because he has some of his worst colors available. We'd like to look at yellow, green, and blue, and we're not seeing any of those. Now, if I close out something like this, where I get a couple of yellow, that might be neat, and I think I'm going to do something along those lines, but the negative effect of that is that I am opening up opportunities for other people. Every play does that. So I grab 2 yellow, and continue on. We're going to take a break after this cycle. Over here, if I can remember. Okay, we're getting a real clustering here where all the play is kind of coming through. Yellows, reds, greens, blues. This looks like my only piece that kind of works together with those, and I can't stretch it into play. So then, what would I like to do? Well, I'd like to get points in a color that I'm not already engaged in. I've got red and yellow, so we'd like to kind of work with something else. We don't want to build out towards yellow with, say, orange here. That would probably be a mistake. However, we might want to build out towards red with orange. I'm seeing some potential there. Now, if I played it here, I would get 2 points, and here I get 2 points. So I'm going to grab my 2 orange there, because that gets me some more distance. What about this guy? This guy's good on blue and yellow. He definitely does not want to play to get blues and yellows particularly. However, blue and yellow is where all the riches are. If I had a green and red, that would be great. I have a blue and red I can't really use. Orange and red is a possibility. Those are colors we don't have. I could play here and get a lot of points, I think. So I get 1 red, but I get 1, 2, 3 oranges. And that's pretty sweet. We're going to hit here, and we're in purple and green already. Those aren't necessarily good places. I've got this yellow-red. We got a lot of connectivity in there. So then the question is, if I play here, I get a red, and I get 2 yellows. If I play like this, I get a red, and I get 2 yellows. Which one's more valuable? Which one makes more sense to me? I'm not sure it really makes a difference. Let's keep things kind of tight, I guess. So we get a red and 2 yellows. We get another chip. And we're going to pause back on the first play. Okay, let's see where we're going here. We have red, orange, and blue, or yellow, orange, and blue. We have a yellow, red. Red is kind of nice to improve. We can get more red in other directions, but see, we could do something like this, get a couple red, but we could also get a bunch of yellow and a bunch of red. This is too much to pass up. Okay, 2 red, 3 yellow. They're just things you can't deny yourself, right? Alright, what do we got here? We need green, blue, and purple. Purple's got some scoring opportunities. But so does blue. We have this rich opportunity here, which is 3 red, 2 blue. Maybe not the optimal blue, but again, if we can get blue up to where everything else is, and we're getting a score somewhere else, you know, there's value to that. Green and purple, lots of purple I could get. Might be the time to take it. I'm not really seeing a whole hell of a lot else. So yeah, let's score this. So that's going to get me 2, 3 purple. Blue and orange are nice, or what I want to get. That doesn't look terribly useful. I've got an orange-red combination that looks like it's rich. I don't have a whole hell of a lot of red, so why don't we go with that? That'll get me only 2 orange, but 1, 2, 3, 4 red. And it's always good to bank a ton of points. I mean, we're still early in the game, so we don't have to worry too much about, you know, getting the things we need. We can always pick them up later, we think. But you get too much of a lead in this game in something, and you will not catch it in general. Okay, that brings us here. We're looking at green and purple, but we have this rich double red. Now, that double red could go here and get us tons of red. We don't have a red yellow. It's really hard to deny yourself a strong stance in a color. So we'll go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red. You know, I mean, if nobody's going to cut it off, we'll go for it. Now, we're just growing it, which means the next guy is like, oh, bonus, I can get that too, right? Except his doesn't give him anything but red, and he's got a pretty good lead in red already. So going there is hard to choose, especially when green and purple are what we're looking at. But see, our 2 greens are both linked to our purples. We have these. You know, I'm going to actually shoot this out here. This closes it off. No one else is going to get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red. And, you know, we get close to that 18-point level, which is kind of nifty. And this guy isn't doing all that well on red. Green is his utmost, but we got a green-yellow that looks rich. Now, we could do this a couple of ways. We could get 2 greens and 2 yellows, or, this is even better. So we get 1, 2 green, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow. Of course, we're setting up yellow for the next person too. Whenever you do these lines, unless you do it up against a corner or something, and even then, you can see I'd still have an opportunity there. We're just opening up a rich pathway for someone else, which means yellow may be the richest path. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any yellow. What he really wants is blues. Somehow he didn't get his score on blues. Neither of these work terribly well, but getting a fair amount of blue points seems like a valuable task, or a valuable goal. So what if We put some in the way here. We get 3, 4 blue. And that kind of makes a mess over in that corner by blocking off the side, I think. Purple green. Yeah, we really wish we could do something with that. We could get purple or we could get green. What about other greens? Green orange isn't going to help. Green red. Green red looks like we could score some points off that. This looks pretty reasonable. So I get 2 more red, and I like red, right? 1, 2, and 3 green. And that gets me some distance. Over here. Purple green is his favorites, but he doesn't see too much value. I mean, we could grab a bunch of purples, right? Or a bunch of greens. But maybe there's better things. Blue, yellow, orange. Blue, yellow. That looks like it should be able to do something. And certainly we can score, you know, a fair amount. That looks pretty good to me. I don't see the others doing any better. Yeah, let's go in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 blue. And 1, just 2 yellow, but you know, keep things moving. We would like red. We have red yellow, which looks very promising. It looks like we could put that in here or over here and seal this off. That's a lot of yellows. We don't get much red, but we get a big bump in yellow. We got red blue, which doesn't look anywhere near as valuable because that's going to be in here. This is where we'd want to put our blue. Alternatively, let's see. If we went for the red yellow, we could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow and 2 red. If we went in someplace like here, we could get 3 red and 2 yellow. I think we're better off capping this off. So 5 yellow, I said, and 2 red. Now we don't get a bonus for crossing this line, which I'm not sure why it's there. I guess, you know, you can make up rules, right? It's not like it would be a hard game to modify. Purple, yellow, orange, green. Those are... So everything except our 2 reds, which might be, you know, our best piece, right? So you could stick that in here, score both ways, or maybe down here and score quite a bit. But that is our least interesting. This doesn't look terribly valuable to us. This doesn't look terribly valuable. Doesn't do it. Yeah, I don't see much that we can do. I mean, we could score 3 orange and a purple down here. Just grab us some reds. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red. We may get a free play out of this, right? In fact, we probably count on being able to get one. I'm going to pause because I got to swap out my battery. Again, unless we have something magical, I kind of want to jam this in here now. This gets me some points. So I get 2 red here, and 1, 2, 3 purple. So that gets me my worst place position, and it starts filling that in. And it's starting to open up more parts of the board, of course, which is bonuses for other people, but purple and green, yeah. So purple and green don't connect very well. And these other purples don't really help us either. Unfortunately, I don't see much that does us much good anywhere. So let's start. We'll be creating a new green coming out of the purple, which will get us some points, and we're getting 3, 4 points for the purple. And we're opening up a potential for green down there, which we'll want. Of course, we need to play in the orange world too, but there wasn't much there that looked appealing. Okay. Pure green looks nice. Orange, red, and purple are kind of interesting too. Orange and yellow doesn't do me anything. Red and blue, definite openings there, but not the kind of points that we once would have been able to get with that. Red and yellow, intriguing. But we got a lot of points in the red and yellow realm. So I don't know. I think I'm going to start filling out my worst position. Let's see how we want to square this. This looks like a pretty rich place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green. That gets us. You know, I like how the color mass is formed. To me, this almost is like, you know, a map forming in a game. In terms of, I start imagining things about it, the connectivity, the settings, everything of how things are aligned. Seems to start giving me a narrative in a way that abstracts sometimes do. I'm not quite sure what it's doing or what it's about, but there is something there that pulls me in more than a lot of Euros that are supposedly themed, in the sense that, you know, I don't know, these shapes could be things, and there could be some kind of, you know, oh, they're automobiles, and, you know, you got money and you're buying them and everything. Well, a lot of those don't feel like they represent real processes. This doesn't obviously feel like it represents a real process either, but it feels like something with more life to it. Okay. Green, orange, yellow, purple. I don't know why that is. Everything's pleasant, so can I use any of these to score anything nice? Purples look like they're not going to get me any double usage that's particularly good. Yeah, it actually looks like I have a shitty hand. Okay. Well, I have a lot of orange pieces. Sticking an orange out there might be of some value to me. So what if I push this out this way? I have an orange yellow that maybe can score because of that. 1, 2, 3, 4 purple. And there was something else, like, you know what it is? Dominoes. It reminds me a little of dominoes with the, oh yeah, let me hang something out there that I could use, because maybe when it comes around to me next, I'll get a chance to use it. Unlike dominoes. Dominoes in 2 works that way fine, because the other guy probably doesn't have tiles, the proper dominoes. But if you're playing it in like 4 or 5, you know, you're probably not going to get the pieces you lay out there in the same way in dominoes. And in fact, when you're putting a piece out there, you're kind of saying, yeah, this is something I probably won't see again, so I don't want to put something that's useful to me out there. Whatever. Blue and orange. Yeah, this would be nice. And indeed, we can actually play this. I think we'll play it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue. I don't know how many people want that. And orange, 1, 2, 3. Okay. We really want greens. We have green and purple, which is not bad at all. This is my big score for that. So I only get 1 green. Too bad, but you know, I mean, I'm not going to get more than that off this. And then purple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Red, orange, purple. And when I'm saying, you know, the colors, I'm looking at the colors that I need to develop, because we are getting kind of into the part of the game where maybe the big scores can happen, maybe they can't, but I gotta worry about not leaving colors behind. We'll leave no color behind. Red and yellow could be useful. There's a A couple of places where that works. Red and blue, I'm not really caring too much about either of these. That's the problem. Orange and yellow. Am I the guy who put this here? I don't know, maybe. Again, yellow is not really my goal. If I'm going for orange, I'll probably go down here because I have lots of that. And this is the one piece I'm not interested in playing. Let's hold these off. That could grow this way. I think we've got better plays for this. This is not useful, so by the process of elimination, let's put this in here. Okay, this is going to score complex. I get, it looks like 2 yellow, one in this direction, one in this direction. I don't get that. It pumps my yellow up. Here for red, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red. And I'm getting some pretty good scores across the board. It's quite possible that I won't be above an 8 total, so I may want to consider really concentrating on the things that I'm not scoring right now. Yellow, orange, green. And I can look at everybody else's position and I can see where they're sitting. And, you know, these couple at 8, that's pretty strong compared to the rest of the board, I think. Especially since I have one, you know, above that. Okay, so yellow, orange, green. Well, I got a lot of chits that I'd love to play. This yellow-orange, not developed yet. And may never, and that's the problem. And these orange-greens are not developed. That kind of sucks. Orange-purple. Let's keep playing. Right? Oh, I have this yellow-orange. I can do this. I'll be the guy who does this. So I get 1 orange and 2 yellow, right? Yeah, not a perfect world, but, and I'm probably opening up nice stuff for other people. And it's funny because, you know, there's this point where as things get kind of close, there's lots of scores available, people with the right chits, but then later it's like you're so unlikely to fall into where you want to be. I'm missing a tile. Okay. So we're interested in purple and green. Mostly. There is a purple-green place. That's appealing. I don't have a purple-orange. That would be interesting down here. Just because I'm running this long track. Yeah, let's score the thing we want to score. And we're going to put it here so we get 2 green. And we get 2, 4 purple. And that gets us some nice distance there. Nobody's thrown away yet. Orange and green, and I had better get my butt in gear here. I have a bunch of oranges. If I play one of these and I don't get a green, I could actually, well, yeah, if I play one of these, generate some oranges, I can actually dump my hand. If I wish, and I may wish, because we're getting kind of in a tight place here. Orange and yellows are interesting. Orange and purple, less interesting, even though I could maybe get to the 18. I don't know. Yeah, but this is so valuable. Yeah, let's do it. So I get 2 orange, and I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 purple. Yeah, see, I'm almost there already. And that'll give me an extra turn if I can get there. And now, do I want to dump my hand? And, you know, I need to get some greens. So the answer is sure, we'll do that. I'm not sure this is the right move. But these just go aside. I pull out 2, 4, 5. Well, we got some greens at least. 6. These go back in. Now, this game would really suck if people took forever thinking about their turns. I can guarantee you that. But there's something really nice about how smoothly and quickly it works. Over here, orange and purple. Those would be these. Okay. And unfortunately, they come with yellows on them. Well, purple and yellow doesn't look as valuable as orange and yellow. I would like to score this. This will get me all kinds of points all over the place, I think. 1, 2 orange. I mean, that's what I get here, but this is a little richer on the yellows. 1, 2, 3, 4 yellows. And I too am shooting my way towards getting an extra turn, maybe. Okay, this guy really wants green. Blues, oranges, and yellows are his next. Well, we got blues, oranges. Green and orange don't quite hook up. Green and blue, I could get some. Let's play like this. I get 1 blue, but I get 1, 2, 3 green. And you know, maybe 5's my limit, right? I don't know. Alright, we're going to pause for a bit. Okay, green, orange, yellow. Orange and yellow, we really want to do this. We really have spaces for it. Very appealing. Green, orange doesn't work. Yeah, let's fire this sucker up. Where does it go is the question. So we put it here, we get 2 orange and 4 yellow. We put it here, we get 1, 2, 3 orange and 2 yellow. Yeah, I think we're better off. You know, it's hard to tell what's going to be rare at the end of the game. There could be some extra points kicking around in either of these, and we have no way of knowing. Okay, so this guy has a serious green deficit. Orange and yellow are also interesting, but green is what he'd most like to hit. There's some potential for green and blue. Green red looks really appealing though. Just to say I could score here and get 3 green. What if I put here, I get more than 3 green. So 1, 2, 3, 4 green. And 1, 2, 3 red. And red's one of our good colors, which is pushing us forward. Well, now green's no longer in the lead. Orange and yellow are, but lagging rather than in the lead. Ooh, it's a double blank. No. Okay, purples. And orange and blue are our secondary concern. So we have a nice little purple play right here. 3 yellow, 3 purple. It may not be our best purple play, but we get to yell Ingenious and make another play. And now orange and blue are what we're kind of looking towards. But maybe not all that much. Maybe we don't care that much. Now what's interesting is yellow gets us nothing ever again. We don't bang up against that wall and keep getting extra turns or anything. So we can kind of use the yellow to screw things over, right? Which might be an interesting choice. However, can we score decent blues? I think we should be able to down here somewhere. I can't play over this. I think that counts as part of everything. But it looks like there's a lot of blue coming out of here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 blue. Let's just shoot that up. And now we get 2 replacement tiles. I have no orange, so I could actually throw my tiles. It sounds like a good idea to me, because the only second place thing I have, purple, comes with a yellow, which can do me no good whatsoever. Okay, this guy over here likes orange. Wishes he could get some yellow. Well, he can clear his hand if he can score with his orange. So, orange and green don't quite open up yet. Orange and purple do. We still got this kind of place, and I'm going to do it because it fills in a nice little hole. So 1, 2, 3, 4 orange. Let's put something there to remind me. 4 orange, and now I've got these purples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 purple. And look, I have no yellow, and yellow's my weak spot. I don't really have that much of other things. I too am going to discard. And what's kind of nice is, unlike in Scrabble, you don't have to pass your whole turn. Just as part of your normal process of turns, you can choose to throw your pieces in. So that works out pretty well from my point of view. Wow. Okay, green. And then orange, blue, and purple. Well, therefore orange, if we can do it. Green and orange. That doesn't look very appealing. Green and red looks much, much more likely to score me lots of points. That's not going to work. So this would be probably my biggest set of points. 1, 2, 3, 4 red. And 1, 2, 3 green. Okay, granted, I'm not getting as much green as I might have been able to, but I'm getting red close to being able to take a double turn. I have a lot of things tied at the bottom, so I'm not going to be able to throw my chips. Orange and yellow. Okay. Well, I can't play them both, so let's look opportunistically. What can we get out of this? We could double orange, which, you know, might score me some nice points here, but it doesn't look like there's a big opening for double orange right now. Orange and purple, somebody ate that piece, or that space. Orange and blue, there's room for that. Maybe here. A fair amount of points. Yeah, that sounds good. So that's 2, 3, 4 blue points. We get more blue than we get orange. And 1, 2, 3 orange. But we get orange into the realm that might be, you know, around what the game ends at. We gotta worry though. If we look at other people, this guy's on the 7 row already. So I could be in trouble there. Everybody else has already, is still behind that at this point. Oranges and purple's probably our next bet, but we don't really want to do that if we can help it. Orange and red, there's room down here for that. Orange and blue, somewhat less valuable, room for that as well. Let's do the orange and red. Play that here. Red gets 1, 2, 3, 4. And orange gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're getting some pretty good scores well above that 7, no question. All right. That puts us over here. We need yellow. Is there a yellow-orange play? You know there is, and I'm all for it. 1, 2, 3, 4 orange. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow. That's pretty good. And moving those tokens forward. Over here, blue, orange, and purple. Oh, blue and purple would be so sweet, but they don't work together. Nobody's put blue and purple together. Now, we could start trying to put them together. But there's also orange and green, which aren't too bad. Yeah, I think we're going to have to probably put blue and purple together at some point. But why don't we hold off on that? Because we can count on getting some purple later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue. That's a lot of ground to grab at once. It makes us feel a lot more comfortable about our position. Of course, that opens up blue to a lot of other people, but maybe they don't care about it too much. For example, this guy cares really a lot about yellow and green, and wow, he sees some points for it for once. Okay, maybe not optimal. He's getting a lot more yellow than green, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow. He's made his way up. Purple. We really like purple. We have purple green. Nowhere to play it right now. We have double purple. We have purple red, which could score some points, but doesn't look terribly good. So it's time for the big doubles. So what we want to do is get the richest chain we can, which is, I think, here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we play someplace like here, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we'll do this one for 8. Sometimes it's not clear where the lead is. And now, of course, we don't care so much about purple. We've got all these purples built up. We've built up a rich purple world. Blue and green. Oh, come on. We got to find a place we can play both, right? I don't see one. All right, so a couple of choices here. We can play a double green, score a lot of greens. If we tuck it in somewhere like here, I'm sure we'll get a ton of green points. Or we could play our blue-green in favor of green or blue, it doesn't matter. Well, in favor of blue, in favor of green. You know, someplace like here where we'll get some of those points and then discard our hand. I don't know. I honestly do not know. I'm not seeing a lot of opportunity for this hand growing on double green. Now, if I was closer, if I had, I need like 7 points in orange. Can I get 7 points in orange? Because I could get a double play before I trash my hand. And that would be pretty rich. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to see that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this piece. If I stick it in here, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. I don't think I can get more than that. So this is where I'm going to put it. It's not optimal because it's not growing my blue at all. What did I say? 6? 1, 2, 3. It's not growing it in this turn, and it's also not opening up blue opportunities. And I'm one of the few people who cares about blue opportunities. Up, and we're throwing our hand. That's why we did this. Because we could have made more green points with other plays. Not promising. Part of the reason is a lot of blues got played early, no? I'm not sure. Doesn't look like there are that many blues on the board, which is part of the problem. So I don't know why we're not drawing more blues. Over here, purple and orange. With green being our secondary, so if we could get an orange-green play, that would be great. I don't see one. Purple-blue play. And orange-yellow. Just not seeing a lot of score here. I mean, purple-blue doesn't mean a damn thing to us. And orange is shut off in most places, so I don't know. We'll play over here. Here, the orange yellow. We want to put it down here. Ooh, all right. I don't know what to do. Yeah. We don't care a hell of a lot about blue. Most players don't care about blue. If we're opening up a new blue world, that might not be so big a deal. We can't even kill our position. All right. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's hard to tell whether we're giving a bonus to anyone or not at any given time. We can't see their chits, you know. Somebody might have really sweet stuff to go with this. Green. And then orange. Green and blue world. You know, we've been here before, haven't we? This will score some points. Not that many. How about green and red? Hey. Might be our best move, right? Here. How much red do we need? We need 4 red. We're not going to get that there. We're not going to get that there either. I don't know. Doesn't make much difference. 3 green. And looks like 2 red. And we're getting closer to closing things out. There might be times when you don't want to play for your lowest, where you're actually aiming to clear out your hand or something in some cases. Purple and green, that doesn't help. So green is our lowest. We need to score it, and we're not going to be able to get rid of our blues. I don't think we can. Can we close out purple? That would be neat if we could get 4 points on purple. We got a purple-red possibility. We should be able to get 4 points in purple pretty easily. I don't think we can get any score off of it beyond the 4 points in purple. So is it worth it, is it not? That's the big question, because I might be able to use this big score in purple to get something else at the same time that's valuable. I mean, how much does it help me to shoot this up if I'm not getting any score? I don't know. Shall. Blue-red, any opportunities there that are just waiting to happen? Not really. You know, if we could shoot red up, that would work too. About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we could grab there. Sheet, I don't know. I'm going to hold on to the purple. I'm going to see what I can score in green. Now, if I play down here, I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That sounds fine. We'll grab 5 green. That's leaving blue in the background. I think we can, you know, maybe score this at another time to get that bonus play rather than grab it now. Ooh, that'll help. And now finally, last but not least, we need to worry about blue. If we play this, we can discard. Well, if we don't get much. How about a blue-green? It doesn't look terribly valuable anywhere. This is our only way to get blue points, though. Nobody else cares about blue. Let's put it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew, that may not be the best. Yeah, I think it is. So all we get is 5 points in blue. We get nothing off the green. We cannot clear off because we moved blue ahead of yellow, so we get a yellow. And now it's time for another break. So there's a certain degree of, hey, maybe I should be worried about other people's position as well here. So for example, this guy's sitting at 7 with orange. This guy's also at 7 with orange, but with a higher position. If I do what I want to do, and I don't know what the most valuable play is, but play somewhere in here with more orange, I might be opening things up, and indeed I would be, because he's got a double orange as well, to an opponent. On the other hand, unless I can clog something, like say make a play here, and that's legitimate. I'm really not helping the situation, and there's enough orange here that there's really not a whole hell of a lot I can do. So I've got to make my decision, you know, do I want to make that green score along with my orange, or, and by the way, I can bonus space that way, or do I just want to score as many points as I can in the orange right now? Someone brought up in my blooper shot that, hey, you know, you may have had a better move than the illegal one you made, and that may be the case. I'm not really making too big an effort to optimize here, although that's what the game's about, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, I'm not going to need more than that, right? And maybe we cleaned some things up. Maybe we made it harder. Maybe not. This guy also has an orange problem. He doesn't have really any other options other than orange. We could cut some of the board, but we get a lot more points if we come out like this, or maybe up here. I'll go in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's plenty. And I have greens and yellows, so I have to do that. I mean, I'm trying to think, geez, is there a way to play defensively? And it's not trivial. Early in the game, maybe there are, and at certain times there are options to do so. For this guy, blue is his weakness, and unfortunately for him, people have managed to kind of screw up the points that can be made off blue. Red, improving that doesn't look like that big a bonus. Improving orange along with it might be a good move. So we'll throw in here where we can get this. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 blue. Just going to keep blue at our low point, and that's not necessarily very good. But not a lot of people are fighting for blue, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orange. We're getting some pretty good scores too, so we may be looking at a target on our back with an 11 already. People might want to start hunting my blue to make sure I don't get a better score than that, right? Alright, but you gotta pad your own too. So a yellow at 11, and every other color is pretty good, or at 8. Every other color is pretty decent. There's a nice little niche of yellow down in here that I'd love to take advantage of, but I don't get any synchronicity off of that. I don't really see any that I get. I could do a yellow-green. Oh, there's a lot of points here. Okay. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yellow. And then the green. 1, 2, 3 points. That seems like a pretty good move. I have no blue counters. I'm going to throw away again. I keep doing that, but... Oh, this doesn't look promising. At least I got something. Alright, we're back around. We need greens. I see no green-orange conjunction. And no green-yellow. I got this yellow. I can grab a lot of yellow points right now. Maybe this isn't the time to grab green. Drop in here. I don't know if this is the best yellow there is, to tell you the truth. I mean... Here I get more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 yellow. Could I have done better here? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Alright, that puts what's this here? Yellow and green he's looking at. And everything comes with blue attached. Well, I wish we had a yellow-green piece, man. That would be a lot of points. Do we want tons and tons of yellow? I don't know. I mean, or is getting blue of some value? We're not going to get blue up there. We could get a red-blue. We're not going to get that blue-green conjunction. Alright, we'll take the yellow while it's here, and that'll spawn some blue into the world. We'll spawn that here in this direction. I don't know if that's great, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Still have a green piece, so hey, we got a green-yellow. That's kind of what we wanted last time, but if it stays open, it doesn't really matter with the yellow. We just need a point there. Okay, here. Blues. Not going to get a whole hell of a lot of blue off of this board. Got this blue-red. That may be my best play of all. Now, I can get a reasonable amount of blue by playing here. 1, 2, 3, 4 blue and a red. Is that my best play? I don't know. You know, probably. I could do 3 blue and a red there. Cut up here, and you can see the board's getting pretty small now. It's getting tight. Blue is what I'd like. I'd love to get blue and green, because that's my only blue chip. There aren't a whole hell of a lot of blue points out there, are there? I can grab 1 blue point. I would like to jump higher than that. Are there any... Can I get a big blue, green or yellow score? There's got to be a lot of yellow coming in here. All right. Do that this way. Red, we get 1, 2, 3 red. And then yellow, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, that's enough for me to yell, Ingenious! Right? If I play this sucker and grab some green points, and if I could grab 4, this would be great. And maybe I can here. I could then make another play, but I could also throw away and say I don't have any blue. I don't know. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green. That's going to get me up there. Let's do it. And we yell Ingenious again. But now we don't have any blue. We do get another play though. Oranges are of interest, as are purples. Is there an orange-purple conjunction? Well, yeah. Do we want to play it? I don't know. Might as well. Although we could get a lot of purple points too, perhaps. We'll take 1 purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orange. Shoots us way up there. And now, once again, hey, we don't have any blue pieces. Now these would all be on these tile holders so that other people can't see what you've got. It might be an interesting game to play it open. You know, I think there's a lot of room for variation in something like this. Alright, green. Greens have been blocked off except here. We'd like to kind of need to score some green. I mean, we've got a limited amount we could take here, 1 point. But anybody need red? This guy's short on red. Let's kind of cut things off. He's maybe in the lead even. So we get 2 green and we got no red. we might want more chips. Give me that green back. This might be a good time to play yellow or red in order to shoot them up. Now, what could we block off? Well, we are really looking at him as the leading contender right now. So beating up on red and green seems like a good idea. We're going to be playing green here. We're not going to be able to do much to green. We have no red, so yellow is our only choice. We don't need a lot to screw things over. Is anybody really interested in yellow? Yellow seems to have scored very well. So getting a lot of yellow doesn't really make much difference. Maybe putting a piece in here. Ingenious. And now we place this piece and get our 2 green. And now we get 2 pieces back. Over here, green and blue are our game. Well, again, they don't really work together. Green is what we want. Yellow is almost unimportant to us and to everyone else. If we do this, we keep anyone else from getting that big string of green. A lot of people are interested in green. 1, 2, 3. We have blue pieces. So we're beginning to play a little bit more defensively here. What about over here? Red and green. It's like Christmas. Okay, well, green got pretty much sliced by that last move. This is really a dicky thing to do. The other guy probably should have done it instead. So I don't think I can score much with green, so what can I do with red? Well, I can get a lot of red. I could get some orange with that. Could I get 3 orange with it? No. Could I get 4 purple off a red? Maybe. Maybe not. Nope. So, yeah, there's not a lot of choice, a lot of difference in the choices from my point of view. I was looking at red and orange maybe. But red and purple, I'd rather score the purple. The question is, do I want to save this purple for later when I may need it more? And I think that's the answer. I think I'll end up higher if I do that. Red here scores nicely. I think this is probably my best. This opens red up to other people, but nobody really seems to need red but me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 red and an orange. And we're pretty close ourselves there to triggering some end game stuff or end bonus plays. Alright, we need blue, and you know, it's just not developing. How about a blue-purple combination? We can get some big purple points. Is there anything we want to shoot up first? Because if we had orange-blue, we could get some orange and score some blue. On the other hand, I mean, we only need 2 orange, right? And nobody is really weak in orange. So, we may not be getting a turn. We might be able to get a lot of purple, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 purple will get us to 18. That sounds like not a bad move. That's gonna go in here and get us some score. Which means let's do that first, because we can score more blue if we need to. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 purple. And I get 1 blue. Ingenious, I get to go again. Okay. Now we have orange-blue. Well, we don't have a way to score that orange. I don't, maybe we have 4 points for red? It looks like we do. Let's score that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red. And another blue. Wow, we're on a roll. Oh, 2 blue. We're on a roll there. Got that. Okay. How about some oranges? Oh, we're just going to win this, right? Let's play this here. We get 2 orange. That's another Ingenious. 3 more blue. We're running the damn table because we can end it now. By playing this, we get enough blue and we get the full victory. How about that? It looked kind of bad for us, but we were just able to run the table. Now nobody else gets to play because we made everything up to there, and everybody got, you know, the same amount of turns, so it's even fair. It doesn't have to be. All right, well, that's that. And I don't know what I can say about strategy. You know, when I'm playing something like this pretty opportunistically and not particularly even counting all that carefully, you're probably not seeing the best play by any means, but I enjoyed this kind of game. I'll come back, give you a little bit of FaceTime, but not much, and we'll just fit this all on one big video, yeah? Okay, so, Ingenious. You know, there's not a whole hell of a lot to say here. I like games like this. And this seems to be a clean and reasonable one. I don't see any horrible flaws with it. It's a nice, quick playing, abstract, semi-strategy game. I wouldn't say it's the kind of thing you devote a lifetime to. Not by a long shot. There were a decent number of games of this type that came out in the 70s. Various different ones with, you know, some differences to them. I remember one Terrace that was fun. I think that was 2-player. Some of them have some luck in them, some of them don't, whatever. But very abstract, kind of, you know, cool little quick playing type things. Something like this you could conceivably actually put, I think, way too much effort into. You know, maybe it's a tremendously deep game, especially played either 2-player or in pairs as partnerships. I doubt it, though. You know, it doesn't give that feel. It feels like this is, in fact, a Spiel des Jahres game. You know, a nice light game that people can enjoy. And, you know, unfortunately, I don't have many of my old 70s ones. I'm not sure how many of them made it even to my mom's basement, but certainly they came in even bigger boxes and were more annoying to play. This has that sort of, you know, Knizia has this enjoyment of you have multiple things to go forward in, and you get scored on the one you do the worst in. And this is sort of one of the pure games of that style, so that's really nice. I've seen almost nothing by him that I really dislike. Samurai, I really didn't like, and I was kind of surprised to see he did that. I think maybe I blocked it out of my mind. Maybe he didn't do it, but I seem to remember seeing that. Not one of the 2 games named Samurai that I actually own, which are, you know, about samurais, and that may have been part of the problem. But it also really created a headache for me. It was just too much. And it didn't feel like the strategy was particularly better. I guess where this falls short for me, for the type of game it is, etc., is it's still too big a box. Now, luckily they actually come up with a travel version of it, and I would probably prefer that. This is the kind of game that I would love to throw maybe 3 or 4 of them in a bag, or just one in my pocket of my big trench coat, and just bring to a coffee shop, play a few times, and that's fine. And then play cards or whatever, something else that doesn't take up space. And that's where I see this as best. It can also be played certainly as some sort of filler, you know, between other games that are, you know, while you're waiting for people or whatever. And that's really the flaw to the 1970s ones, is they came in these
you know, huge boxes. Of course, this is Fantasy Flight. You'd expect it to come in a fairly large box for what it is. But yeah, you know, some of these games came in boxes that were oversized, larger than Monopoly or whatever. And you just kind of said, why bother? You know? The one thing I could see that this size is somewhat more advantageous for is that you have the components are big enough to handle, etc. You know, I've played like the Travel Scrabble, and I love that size, but it's not what I would choose to play with if I was at home playing Scrabble, right? It's what I would choose to play with if I went to a coffee shop and I had a limited table. This could actually fit on a small table, but it's more than I'd want to carry, you know. If you got a car and you can throw it in the trunk, okay, that's fine. But, you know, if you live in the city or in a city, quite often it's just easier to walk someplace, and, you know, it's not good to put things in a bag. Anyway, I thought this was a lot of fun. But again, nothing really shines about it and says, oh man, I could spend, you know, years playing it. You know, it's got a little less, I think, depth than like Twixt or Othello. But it holds 4 players. It's stronger than something like Chinese checkers, right? So, you know, it's got its place, and I certainly don't mind owning it. All right, let's send it up.